Have you ever cracked open an egg, thinking it's just another simple ingredient, only to realize it might be hiding secrets that could transform your health and cooking game? What if I told you that this humble kitchen staple, found in homes across the globe, has been quietly holding the power to either boost your well-being or sabotage it, depending on how you handle it? Get ready, because we're about to scramble your mind and flip your culinary world upside down with a treasure trove of egg revelations. You need to watch this video until the end because we're exposing 5 shocking mistakes. Some so common you won't believe you've been making them, that could be robbing you of nutrients, wasting your money, and even risking your health, all while unlocking the secrets to mastering eggs like a pro. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. The risks of eating raw or undercooked eggs. For some, the allure of consuming raw or undercooked eggs lies in the belief that it's the pinnacle of nutritional optimization, a way to tap into the full, unadulterated potential of this dietary staple. Eggs are undeniably nutritional dynamos, packed with high-quality protein that supports muscle maintenance and repair, as well as an impressive array of essential vitamins and minerals. They boast significant amounts of vitamin B12 for nerve function and energy production, vitamin D for bone health, and minerals like selenium, which acts as an antioxidant, and phosphorus, vital for strong teeth and bones. The notion of preserving these nutrients in their raw, natural state captivates health enthusiasts, bodybuilders, and culinary adventurers alike. Yet, this fervor often blinds advocates to the substantial health risks that come with bypassing proper cooking. Risks that, for many, far outweigh the supposed advantages of consuming eggs in their uncooked or partially cooked form. The most pressing danger is exposure to harmful bacteria, with Salmonella standing out as the chief culprit. This notorious pathogen can lurk on the porous surface of eggshells, be transferred from the hen or environmental contamination during laying, or, more insidiously, reside within the egg itself if the hen is infected. Salmonella doesn't announce its presence with a foul smell or discoloration. It's an invisible threat, lying in wait to disrupt the digestive system and, in severe cases, beyond. For the average person, eating raw or undercooked eggs might feel like a calculated risk with low stakes, a minor rebellion against conventional food safety wisdom. But the odds shift dramatically for certain groups, particularly older adults, whose aging immune systems are less equipped to fend off such invaders. What might manifest as a fleeting bout of nausea or discomfort in a healthy 25-year-old could spiral into a debilitating, even life-threatening illness for someone in their 70s. Consider the everyday foods that often harbor raw or undercooked eggs: a dollop of homemade mayonnaise whipped up for a sandwich, a sneaky spoonful of unbaked cake batter or raw cookie dough snatched from the mixing bowl, or a plate of sunny-side-up eggs with golden runny yolks that never quite firm up. These may seem like innocent indulgences and culinary pleasures worth savoring, but each bite is a roll of the dice. While the likelihood of encountering salmonella contamination remains relatively low, the possibility is far from zero. The bacteria can infiltrate even the most pristine-looking eggs, those glossy, uncracked specimens nestled in a supermarket carton, due to mishandling at any stage of production, transportation, or storage, or simply because the hen that laid them carried the pathogen. When salmonella does strike, the fallout can be far more than a mere inconvenience. Initial symptoms might creep in subtly, perhaps a vague unease in the stomach or mild fatigue, but they can rapidly escalate into a full-blown ordeal. Fever, relentless abdominal cramps, explosive diarrhea, and vomiting can take hold, sapping the body of fluids and electrolytes. For seniors, this dehydration can quickly turn dire, placing undue strain on already taxed kidneys and a cardiovascular system less resilient than in youth. In severe cases, hospitalization becomes necessary, and complications like sepsis, a potentially fatal systemic infection, can emerge if the bacteria spread beyond the gut. It's a grim reminder that even safe eggs from reputable sources aren't immune to contamination risks. Take the cautionary tale of Margaret, a vibrant 68-year-old with a passion for holistic health and a daily ritual of blending raw eggs into her morning smoothie. She'd read somewhere that cooking diminished the bioavailability of egg nutrients and trusted that her store-bought, grade-A eggs were beyond reproach. That confidence shattered when a bout of salmonella poisoning landed her in the hospital, weak and racked with symptoms she'd never anticipated. Her recovery was slow, but it taught her a valuable lesson. even the best intentions and seemingly high-quality eggs can't guarantee safety. Switching to fully cooked eggs, whether scrambled until fluffy, boiled until the yolks solidify, or poached to perfection, eliminated the gamble, allowing her to enjoy eggs' benefits without the lurking threat. Beyond bacterial risks, raw eggs pose another subtle hazard: avidin, a protein found in uncooked egg whites. Avidin binds tightly to biotin, a B vitamin critical for metabolism, healthy skin, hair, and nails, preventing its absorption in the digestive tract. Over time, habitual raw egg consumption could lead to a biotin deficiency, manifesting in symptoms like thinning hair, brittle nails, or even neurological issues, all sneaky consequences that might not immediately point back to the breakfast plate. Fortunately, cooking eggs neutralizes avidin entirely, freeing up biotin and ensuring the body can fully access the egg's nutritional bounty. Some raw egg proponents argue that organic or free-range eggs, laid by hens roaming idyllic pastures, are inherently safer than their conventional counterparts. While these eggs may offer advantages, higher omega-3 fatty acids from a varied diet, or the ethical appeal of better animal welfare, they're not exempt from contamination risks. Salmonella doesn't care about a hen's living conditions or the pastoral charm of a small farm. It can infiltrate any egg, organic or not. Studies consistently show that while production methods might influence nutrient profiles, they don't eliminate the potential for bacterial presence. The only foolproof defense is thorough cooking, bringing both whites and yolks to a firm, fully set state. For those unwilling to part with the decadence of a runny yolk, pasteurized eggs offer a middle ground. These eggs are heat-treated to kill bacteria while preserving a soft texture, though they're not as widely available and still don't match the ironclad safety of a fully cooked egg. Ultimately, cooking remains the gold standard, delivering both peace of mind and a risk-free meal. 2. The perils of improperly storing cooked eggs. Once eggs are cooked, whether scrambled into a fluffy pile, boiled to a perfect hard-set consistency, or fried until golden, many assume the battle for safety is won. Yet, a surprising number of people overlook the critical step of proper storage, treating cooked eggs with a casual nonchalance that can transform a wholesome dish into a ticking time bomb of health risks. Leaving them out on the counter or tossing them into the fridge without care might seem harmless at the moment. But these oversights invite bacterial growth that can endanger anyone, with older adults particularly vulnerable due to their waning immune defenses. The science behind this risk is straightforward yet frequently underestimated. Cooked eggs, like any protein-rich, moist food, provide an ideal playground for bacteria when mishandled. The so-called danger zone, temperatures between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, creates a warm, humid haven where pathogens like Salmonella or E. coli can flourish. Research reveals that under these conditions, bacterial populations can double every 20 minutes, meaning a few stray microbes left on a plate of scrambled eggs can explode into a hazardous colony in mere hours. Picture a busy morning. You whip up a batch of eggs, savor half, and leave the rest on the counter while tending to a phone call, a knock at the door, or a quick errand. 2 or 3 hours later, the eggs still look appetizing, no off odors, no visible spoilage, so you dig in. Unbeknownst to you, that window of neglect may have turned your meal into a petri dish, especially treacherous for seniors whose bodies struggle to neutralize such threats. For older adults, the stakes of foodborne illness are markedly higher. An immune system that once shrugged off minor infections may now falter, allowing bacteria to gain a foothold and trigger prolonged sickness. What starts as a stomachache could escalate into days of fever, diarrhea, and dehydration, conditions that stress vital organs and, in extreme cases, necessitate medical intervention. Imagine a 75-year-old enjoying a leftover omelet that sat out too long. While a younger person might recover quickly, the senior could face a hospital stay, battling complications their body can't easily overcome. Prevention hinges on diligent storage practices, starting the moment cooking is complete. If you're not eating the eggs right away, they should be cooled and refrigerated within 2 hours, or just 1 hour if the ambient temperature climbs above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, as it might on a sweltering summer day. Transfer them promptly to the fridge, ideally in an airtight container to shield them from air exposure and cross-contamination from other foods. Hard-boiled eggs, with their protective shells intact, can stay safe in the refrigerator for up to a week if stored correctly, while scrambled eggs, omelets, or fried eggs have a shorter shelf life, typically 3 to 4 days, before quality and safety decline. Labeling containers with the date of preparation adds an extra layer of vigilance, ensuring nothing lingers past its prime. These habits might seem like small, tedious steps, but they're a powerful shield against preventable illness. For seniors or anyone with a compromised immune system, proper storage isn't just a matter of preserving flavor, it's a safeguard for health and well-being. By embracing these simple routines, cooked eggs remain a delicious, nutritious asset rather than a hidden liability, offering sustenance and satisfaction without the shadow of risk. Third, one of the most pervasive yet frequently overlooked mistakes in the kitchen is the overcooking of eggs, a culinary misstep that can transform a nutrient-packed staple into a less beneficial and potentially problematic dish. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, brimming with high-quality protein, healthy fats, and an array of essential vitamins and minerals such as choline, selenium, vitamin D, and B vitamins. These components make eggs a cornerstone of many diets, celebrated for their versatility and affordability. However, when subjected to excessive heat for too long, this wholesome ingredient undergoes detrimental changes that can diminish its nutritional value and, in some cases, introduce compounds that may pose health risks over time. The process of overcooking eggs triggers a cascade of chemical reactions, most notably oxidation, which alters the natural composition of the egg in undesirable ways. The fats and cholesterol found in eggs, normally neutral or even advantageous to health, can oxidize when exposed to high temperatures for extended periods. This oxidation produces compounds such as oxidized cholesterol, which research has associated with increased inflammation in the body. Inflammation is a known precursor to chronic conditions like heart disease, atherosclerosis, and other cardiovascular issues. For instance, when frying eggs until the edges turn a crispy, dark brown, boiling them until the yolk takes on a gray-green tint, or scrambling them over intense heat until they become dry and rubbery, these methods all push the egg beyond its optimal state. A telltale sign of overcooking is the strong sulfur odor that sometimes wafts from a hard-boiled egg upon peeling, a result of sulfur in the egg white reacting with iron in the yolk to form iron sulfide. Likewise, that gray-green ring encircling the yolk is a clear indicator that the egg has been cooked past its prime, compromising both its quality and appeal. To be clear, overcooked eggs are not inherently poisonous or unfit for consumption. Eating a slightly overdone scrambled egg or a fried egg with a charred edge won't send you rushing to the hospital. However, the nutritional degradation is undeniable, and habitual consumption of overcooked eggs could contribute to subtle, cumulative health effects. This is particularly relevant for vulnerable populations, such as older adults, who may already contend with elevated inflammation levels or age-related conditions that could be exacerbated by a diet rich in oxidized compounds. Beyond the potential health risks, overcooking strips eggs of their full nutritional potential. Heat-sensitive nutrients like vitamin B12, critical for nerve health and energy production, folate, vital for DNA synthesis and cellular repair, and antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin, which support eye and brain health, degrade significantly under prolonged high heat. This reduction in bioavailability means your body absorbs fewer of these essential nutrients than it would from an egg cooked with care, undermining the very reasons many people turn to eggs as a dietary staple. Consider the case of Robert, a 76-year-old retiree with a lifelong habit of starting his day with fried eggs cooked to a crisp, golden brown finish. Over the years, he began to notice persistent digestive discomfort, bloating, occasional heartburn, and a sluggish feeling that lingered into the morning. During a casual chat with a friend well-versed in nutrition, Robert learned about the potential downsides of overcooking eggs, particularly the formation of oxidized cholesterol and its link to inflammation. Intrigued and motivated to feel better, he decided to experiment with his cooking approach. He traded his high-heat frying routine for a gentler method, scrambling his eggs slowly over medium-low heat with a pat of butter. Within a few weeks, the results were striking. His bloating subsided, heartburn became a rare occurrence, and he felt a renewed sense of energy each morning. Robert's experience underscores how small shifts in preparation can yield meaningful improvements in well-being. Beyond health implications, overcooking eggs also detracts from their culinary appeal. The texture suffers, think rubbery scrambled eggs or chalky, dry yolks, and the flavor can take on an unpleasant, slightly bitter edge. Yet, the good news is that avoiding these pitfalls doesn't demand a radical overhaul of your cooking habits. Simple, mindful adjustments can preserve the egg's nutritional integrity while enhancing its taste. For boiling, aim for a medium boil, about 6 to 7 minutes, where the yolk remains creamy and vibrant rather than fully hardened. Poaching offers another gentle alternative, requiring only a soft simmer to maintain the egg's delicate structure. When scrambling, lower the heat to medium-low, stir slowly, and remove the eggs from the pan while they're still slightly underdone, as residual heat will finish the job. For frying, use moderate heat with a touch of oil or butter, and take the eggs off the stove before the edges darken excessively. These techniques not only safeguard the egg's nutrient profile but also elevate its flavor and texture, transforming a routine dish into something truly enjoyable. Eggs are among nature's most perfect foods, but their benefits hinge on how they're treated in the kitchen. By steering clear of overcooking, you unlock their full potential, delivering a wealth of nutrients without the drawbacks of oxidized compounds or diminished quality. These intentional, modest changes in preparation can ripple outward, supporting long-term health and ensuring that every bite lives up to the egg's promise. So, the next time you crack open an egg, consider dialing back the heat and savoring the difference. It's a small tweak with a substantial payoff. Fourth, another common kitchen misadventure occurs when reheating eggs, a task that often goes awry and can compromise both taste and safety if not handled with care. If you've ever popped leftover scrambled eggs into the microwave only to retrieve a rubbery, unappetizing mass, you've likely experienced the pitfalls firsthand. Microwaving tends to overcook eggs, further degrading their texture and stripping away some of their remaining nutritional value. Even more concerning, reheating doesn't always eliminate bacteria that may have developed if the eggs weren't stored properly after their initial preparation. If eggs have been left at room temperature for too long or inadequately refrigerated, reheating them, especially at insufficient temperatures, could create a breeding ground for pathogens like salmonella, posing a food safety risk. To reheat eggs effectively and safely, a gentler approach is key. The stovetop offers the best control. Use low heat and add a splash of water, broth, or a dab of butter to keep the eggs moist and prevent them from drying out or overcooking. Stir gently and heat only until the eggs are warmed through, avoiding the temptation to crank up the temperature for speed. This method preserves the egg's flavor, maintains their nutritional content as much as possible, and reduces the risk of turning them into a tough, unpalatable mess. Proper storage is equally critical to successful reheating. After cooking, eggs should be promptly refrigerated in a sealed container, kept at a consistent temperature below 40 degrees Fahrenheit 4 degrees Celsius, and consumed within a few days to minimize bacterial growth. By pairing careful storage with a thoughtful reheating technique, you can enjoy leftover eggs that are both safe and delicious, sidestepping the common errors that render them a disappointment. With a bit of attention, reheating eggs becomes a simple way to extend their life in your meal rotation without sacrificing quality or health. Using spoiled or compromised eggs can swiftly turn a nutritious, wholesome dish into a dangerous health risk, potentially leading to severe consequences. At first glance, eggs might appear perfectly fine, smooth, unblemished, and seemingly ready to be cracked into a pan. However, appearances can be deceiving. If an egg has hairline cracks, has been stored improperly, or has lingered past its prime, it could be a breeding ground for harmful bacteria like salmonella. This risk is especially critical for vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, whose immune systems may not be as robust as those of younger individuals. For seniors, what might manifest as mild discomfort in a healthy young adult could escalate into a serious illness requiring medical attention, all because their bodies are less equipped to fend off infections. Many people take egg freshness for granted, often relying solely on the expiration or best-by date printed on the carton as a foolproof indicator of safety. However, these dates are not a guarantee. Eggs can spoil prematurely if mishandled, left unrefrigerated for too long during transport or at home, or they might remain perfectly edible slightly beyond the date if stored under optimal conditions. This variability begs the question: how can you truly determine whether an egg is fresh and safe to eat? Fortunately, there's a simple, reliable method known as the water test. To perform it, gently place an egg into a bowl of cold water and observe its behavior. If it sinks to the bottom and lies flat on its side, it's fresh and ready to use. If it sinks but stands upright on one end, it's still edible but nearing the end of its peak freshness. Use it soon. However, if the egg floats to the surface, it's a clear sign of spoilage, and it should be discarded immediately. This buoyancy occurs because, over time, air seeps through the eggshell's porous surface, forming an air pocket that grows larger as the egg ages, causing it to float. Consider the cautionary tale of 74-year-old Grandma Evelyn, a meticulous eater who prides herself on her careful approach to food safety. Evelyn was diligent about avoiding processed junk and scrutinizing ingredient labels, yet she never thought to question the condition of her eggs. One morning, as she prepared her usual sunny-side-up breakfast, she cracked an egg into her skillet and noticed a faint sulfurous whiff, a subtle warning she dismissed as insignificant. Confident that cooking would neutralize any potential issues, she proceeded. Hours later, she was struck by debilitating nausea, sharp stomach cramps, and a general sense of malaise. A visit to her doctor confirmed the culprit: food poisoning from a spoiled egg. Since that unpleasant ordeal, Evelyn has adopted the water test as a non-negotiable step in her kitchen routine, and she's enjoyed trouble-free breakfasts ever since. Her experience underscores a vital lesson. Even the most cautious individuals can overlook this straightforward yet essential precaution, putting their health at risk. The dangers tied to eggs don't stop at their expiration, however. How eggs are handled before they even reach your kitchen plays an equally pivotal role in their safety. Eggs are surprisingly delicate, and temperature control is paramount to preserving their integrity. If eggs are exposed to excessively warm conditions, whether during transportation, on a store shelf, or in your own home, condensation can form on their shells. This moisture creates a perfect environment for bacteria to thrive, allowing them to infiltrate the egg through its microscopic pores and contaminate the contents. To minimize this risk, experts recommend storing eggs in the coldest part of your refrigerator, typically the back of a middle or lower shelf, rather than the door, where temperature swings occur each. Concurrently, the door is opened. Consistency in storage conditions can make all the difference in keeping eggs safe. Cracked eggs present another significant hazard that's easy to miss. Even the tiniest hairline fracture, sometimes invisible to the naked eye, can serve as an entry point for bacteria, compromising the egg long before you crack it open. An egg might look intact when you select it at the grocery store, only to reveal damage later after a bumpy ride home or an accidental jostle in your fridge. If you spot any cracks, no matter how minor, the safest course of action is to discard the egg immediately. Beyond cracks, other warning signs of spoilage include an off-putting odor, unusual coloration, like a cloudy white or discolored yolk, or an abnormal texture when cracked open. These red flags indicate that the egg is no longer safe, and cooking it won't necessarily eliminate the problem. Some bacterial toxins, such as those produced by salmonella, are heat-resistant and can persist even after the egg is fully cooked. The journey an egg takes to your kitchen is fraught with opportunities for mishandling. From the moment it's laid, it's collected, packed, shipped, and shelved, a complex chain where missteps can occur at every turn. A delivery truck might sit in the sun too long, a grocery clerk might leave a carton unrefrigerated for hours, or a jolt during transport could crack a shell. By the time you carry those eggs home, they may come with hidden baggage you can't see. This reality makes it imperative to inspect your eggs before use, treating them not as an optional habit but as a critical safeguard. Take a moment to roll each egg gently in your hand, feeling for imperfections, and trust your instincts if something feels or smells amiss. A little vigilance can spare you a lot of trouble. Beyond the eggs themselves, the way you cook them can also impact their safety and nutritional value. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, packed with high-quality protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals that support muscle health, brain function, and overall well-being. Yet, even the freshest, highest-quality eggs can lose their benefits if paired with the wrong cooking medium. A common pitfall is frying eggs in unhealthy, highly processed oils. Think cheap vegetable oils or margarine laden with trans fats. These choices can introduce harmful compounds into your meal, undermining the egg's natural goodness and, over time, contributing to inflammation and other health issues. This is especially relevant for older adults, who may already be grappling with age-related conditions that poor dietary choices can exacerbate. Opting for a stable, nutrient-friendly oil like olive oil or avocado oil can preserve the egg's health benefits and elevate your dish without adding unnecessary risks. In short, eggs demand respect and attention at every stage, from how they're stored and handled to how they're prepared. What seems like a simple ingredient carries complex considerations, and a small oversight can have outsized consequences. By staying proactive, testing for freshness, checking for damage, storing them wisely, and cooking them thoughtfully, you can enjoy eggs as the safe, delicious staple they're meant to be, without rolling the dice on your health. When it comes to cooking oils, the differences extend far beyond mere taste profiles. They encompass nutritional value, stability under heat, and long-term health implications. Highly processed vegetable oils, such as soybean, canola, corn, or generic vegetable oil blends, are ubiquitous in kitchens and restaurants due to their widespread availability and low cost. These oils, however, undergo extensive refining processes that involve harsh chemical solvents, bleaching agents, and exposure to high temperatures. This aggressive treatment strips away any natural nutrients, like vitamins and antioxidants, that the source plants might have originally contained, leaving behind fats that are chemically altered and prone to instability. When these oils are heated during cooking, especially at the elevated temperatures required for frying or sautéing, they degrade further, generating a host of harmful compounds. These include free radicals, oxidized lipids, and trans fats, substances scientifically linked to serious health issues such as heart disease, chronic inflammation, and even cognitive decline, all of which disproportionately affect individuals as they age. For older adults, this is a particularly pressing concern. A lifetime of consuming these degraded fats can fuel chronic inflammation, a silent driver of numerous age-related conditions. Diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular issues, and arthritis, already more prevalent among seniors, can be exacerbated by the cumulative effects of poor dietary fats. While younger people might shrug off occasional exposure to these harmful compounds without immediate noticeable harm, the aging body is less resilient. For seniors, the damage accrues more rapidly, amplifying risks over time. Consider a simple everyday habit: cooking scrambled eggs in margarine or a cheap vegetable oil blend. Without realizing it, you might be introducing a steady drip of health hazards into your diet, undermining your well-being one meal at a time. Take Frank, a 78-year-old retiree, as an example. For decades, he followed a morning ritual as predictable as the sunrise. Heat a splash of generic vegetable oil in a skillet, crack in a couple of eggs, cook them until done, and enjoy his breakfast. To Frank, oil was just oil, a utilitarian ingredient, nothing more. That changed when he attended a local health seminar hosted by his community center. There, he learned about the hidden dangers lurking in processed oils, how they break down into toxic byproducts and contribute to inflammation and fatigue. Intrigued, Frank decided to experiment. For 1 week, he swapped his usual oil for butter. The next, he tried extra virgin olive oil. To his surprise, the shift brought tangible benefits. His digestion felt smoother, his energy levels climbed, and the post-meal bloating and mental fog he'd grown accustomed to began to fade. Even better, his eggs took on richer, more satisfying flavors. It wasn't a drastic overhaul, just a small tweak in his routine, but the impact was profound, proving that a mindful choice in cooking fat could ripple through his day-to-day vitality. The root of the problem often lies in an oil's smoke point, the temperature at which it begins to break down and release harmful substances. Many processed vegetable oils have relatively low smoke points, making them ill-suited for the high heat of a frying pan or stovetop skillet. Once they surpass this threshold, they start to smoke and decompose, unleashing free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells, accelerate aging, and trigger oxidative stress throughout the body. Alongside these, oxidized lipids and trans fats emerge, further compounding the risk. Frying eggs in these oils might seem innocuous, but it's akin to serving up a side of inflammation with your breakfast, day after day. Fortunately, there are far healthier alternatives that not only withstand heat better but also bring nutritional bonuses to the table. Butter and ghee, clarified butter, are excellent options, offering stability at moderate cooking temperatures and a rich, savory taste. They contain butyrate, a compound that supports gut health, along with fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and E. Coconut oil, with its high smoke point and medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, provides a subtle tropical note and a quick energy boost, making it ideal for everything from frying to scrambling. Extra virgin olive oil, a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, shines with its heart-healthy monounsaturated fats and potent antioxidants, like polyphenol, that shield the brain and cardiovascular system from age-related wear. For those seeking a more neutral flavor, avocado oil is a standout choice. Derived from the nutrient-dense avocado fruit, it boasts a high smoke point, a mild taste that complements eggs beautifully, and an abundance of beneficial fats. The key lesson here isn't just about dodging harmful oils, it's about rethinking how you cook to maximize both flavor and health. Eggs, a nutritional powerhouse packed with protein and essential nutrients, deserve to be paired with a fat that enhances rather than detracts from their value. When cooked in a stable, nutrient-rich oil or fat, they transform into a meal that's as good for your body as it is for your taste buds. Stick with the wrong oil, though, and you're trading potential wellness for hidden risks. This small, intentional shift in your kitchen habits can yield outsized rewards, especially for seniors aiming to preserve their health and vitality well into their later years. By choosing wisely, you're not just cooking, you're investing in a longer, more vibrant life. Well, there you have it. your egg game has officially been revolutionized. We've cracked open the truth about raw eggs, storage slip-ups, overcooking blunders, reheating mishaps, and even the oils that could make or break this nutritional powerhouse. It's amazing how a food so simple can hold so many secrets, right? Now it's your turn. What have you learned so far that's blown your mind or shifted your perspective? Maybe it's the water test for freshness, cooking on low heat, or swapping out those processed oils for something better. Pick one thing you've learned today that you'll bring into practice in your life and drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support keeps us going, bringing you more tips to elevate your everyday life. See you in the next one.